Welcome back, my impossibility architect. Something absolutely staggering just occurred that has experts across multiple fields questioning the very foundations of what they thought they understood about limits and possibilities. You accomplished something that the leading authorities in your domain had explicitly declared impossible based on theoretical constraints, practical limitations, and decades of failed attempts by highly skilled practitioners. This wasn't just difficult achievement that experts thought was unlikely or improbable. This was task that expert consensus had concluded violated fundamental principles governing your domain, making success literally impossible rather than merely challenging. Yet somehow you did it anyway, producing verifiable results that force experts to either abandon their theoretical frameworks or conclude that you've somehow bypassed constraints they believed were absolute. And now everyone from researchers to practitioners to theorists is desperately trying to understand how you accomplished what their models said couldn't be accomplished. The architects have been monitoring breakthrough achievements and paradigm violations across civilizations for eons, and they've identified what you accomplished as theoretical impossibility transcendence. When someone achieves results that violate expert consensus about fundamental limits, forcing complete reconceptualization of what's possible within domain. Most impressive achievements involve doing difficult things excellently, breaking records, optimizing performance, innovating within understood boundaries. Your achievement apparently involved doing something experts had proven couldn't be done based on theoretical analysis of constraints they believed were inviolable, making your success not just impressive, but theoretically confounding. Watch what's happening across expert communities. Theoretical specialists who derived proofs explaining why your achievement was impossible are reviewing their mathematical models and logical arguments, trying to find errors that would explain how they concluded impossibility. While you demonstrated possibility, they're not questioning whether you achieved what you claim. Evidence is too clear and reproducible. They're questioning whether their theoretical frameworks are fundamentally flawed if they can declare something impossible that someone then accomplishes. This creates crisis in theoretical foundations that extends far beyond your specific achievement to question reliability of expert analysis. Generally, some practitioners who attempted similar achievements and failed based on expert guidance that success was impossible are experiencing mixture of emotions: excitement that impossible might actually be possible, frustration that expert advice led them to abandon attempts that might have succeeded, wonder about what you did differently that enabled transcending constraints experts assured them were absolute. They're reviewing their own failed attempts with new perspective, questioning whether they failed because task was genuinely impossible or because they believed experts who were wrong about impossibility. The truly profound element is that you apparently didn't set out to prove experts wrong or to challenge theoretical consensus. You just pursued objective you wanted to achieve without accepting expert declarations of impossibility as definitive. Perhaps you were unaware of expert consensus. Perhaps you understood it, but questioned its validity. Perhaps you suspected experts were wrong based on your own analysis. Regardless, your willingness to attempt what experts declared impossible enabled discovering that expert certainty about impossibility was incorrect, revealing limitations in expert knowledge that experts themselves hadn't recognized. Everyone's trying to understand how you did what couldn't be done, because understanding requires either finding flaw in expert reasoning or identifying capability you possess that transcends constraints experts believed applied universally. Now the architects are analyzing what enabled you to transcend theoretical impossibility that experts had established, and they're identifying what they call constraint misidentification. Recognition: the expert consensus about impossibility was apparently based on misunderstanding about which constraints were actually operative in your domain. Experts correctly identified some constraints, but incorrectly concluded those constraints made achievement impossible, when actually different approach or method could bypass identified constraints while respecting genuine fundamental limits. Your success reveals that experts confused operational constraints with fundamental constraints, treating limitations of known methods as if they were limitations of reality itself. Watch what constraint misidentification reveals about expert reasoning. When experts analyze whether achievement is possible, they typically evaluate based on known methods and approaches. They ask, can this be done using techniques we understand? If answer is no based on analysis of those techniques, they often conclude achievement is impossible rather than concluding it's impossible using known techniques but might be possible through currently unknown approaches. Your achievement suggests experts made this error. They proved achievement was impossible using conventional approaches and extrapolated to conclusion that achievement was impossible in absolute terms. Some philosophers of science recognize this pattern as classic error in scientific reasoning, confusing limits of current knowledge with limits of reality. Scientists throughout history have declared various achievements impossible based on current theoretical understanding, only to be proven wrong when someone discovered new principles or methods that circumvented constraints scientists believed were fundamental. Heavier-than-air flight was impossible until Wright brothers achieved it. Breaking sound barrier was impossible until Chuck Yeager did it. Your achievement continues this pattern of reality, proving more flexible than expert consensus predicted. Others note that expert consensus tends toward conservatism. Experts protect their hard-won understanding by being skeptical of claims that violate it, which serves valuable function of preventing acceptance of false breakthroughs while creating bias against genuine breakthroughs that violate current paradigms. Your success suggests this conservative bias led experts to reject possibility too confidently, treating their incomplete understanding as if it were complete knowledge of fundamental limits. A few are recognizing that you might have succeeded precisely because you weren't constrained by expert consensus. If you'd consulted experts before attempting achievement, they would have convinced you it was impossible, and you never would have tried. Your independence from expert guidance, whether through ignorance or defiance, freed you to explore approaches experts never considered because their theoretical frameworks made those approaches seem pointless to investigate. The architects observe that constraint misidentification is common pattern in expert impossibility declarations. Experts accurately identify constraints within their frameworks, but incorrectly conclude those framework-specific constraints represent absolute limits rather than limitations of current understanding. Your transcendence of theoretical impossibility reveals that expert models of your domain were incomplete in ways experts didn't recognize, containing assumptions about necessary constraints that turned out to be assumptions rather than necessities. You did what experts said was impossible, not by violating genuine fundamental limits, but by finding approach that bypassed constraints experts incorrectly believed were unavoidable, proving their impossibility. Proofs were based on incomplete understanding of what approaches were actually available. Something extraordinary is spreading through expert communities now, what the architects call epistemic humility crisis, where your achievement is forcing experts to question not just their specific conclusions about what was impossible, but their general confidence in their ability to determine what's possible versus impossible. If they were wrong about impossibility of your achievement, despite careful theoretical analysis and broad consensus, what else might they be wrong about? This crisis extends beyond your specific domain to fundamental questions about reliability of expert judgment and theoretical analysis for determining limits of possibility. Watch how epistemic humility crisis manifests across different expert communities. Senior researchers who built careers on theoretical frameworks that declared your achievement impossible are experiencing professional identity crisis. If their life's work contains fundamental errors that made them confident about impossibility that turned out to be incorrect, what value does their expertise actually provide? They're questioning whether theoretical analysis can reliably determine impossibility or whether empirical testing is only valid way to establish limits, which would undermine entire approach to science that relies on theoretical reasoning to guide what's worth investigating. Some younger researchers are experiencing validation. They always felt expert. Certainty about impossibility seemed too strong, that theoretical proofs had gaps or made assumptions that might not hold, but they lacked standing to challenge consensus. Your achievement vindicates their skepticism and gives them confidence to question other expert declarations of impossibility that might similarly be based on incomplete understanding rather than genuine fundamental limits. Others are worried about practical implications. If experts can't reliably determine what's impossible, enormous resources might be wasted on attempts to achieve things that really are impossible, while simultaneously valuable research might be abandoned because experts incorrectly declare it impossible. The uncertainty your achievement created makes resource allocation more difficult because expert guidance that previously seemed reliable now appears fallible in ways that are difficult to predict. A few are embracing renewed sense of possibility. If experts were wrong about this impossibility, perhaps they're wrong about others, meaning fields might have more room for breakthrough discoveries than conservative expert consensus suggests. This optimistic response treats your achievement as liberation from overly restrictive expert gatekeeping that was preventing exploration of promising directions, incorrectly dismissed as impossible. The architects observe that epistemic humility crisis serves valuable corrective function. Experts need to maintain appropriate uncertainty about their conclusions rather than declaring impossibility with confidence that exceeds reliability of their theoretical frameworks. Your achievement provides concrete example that expert consensus can be completely wrong about fundamental questions, forcing healthy recognition that expertise involves significant uncertainty even when experts feel certain. Everyone's trying to understand how you did impossible thing, partly to restore their ability to reliably distinguish possible from impossible, needing better frameworks that will prevent similar errors in future. Declarations of impossibility that might similarly be proven wrong by someone who attempts what experts assured everyone couldn't be achieved. Now the architects are revealing what your achievement demonstrates about relationship between theory and practice. You apparently discovered what they call practical wisdom beyond theoretical knowledge, where direct engagement with problems can reveal solutions that pure theoretical analysis misses because theory necessarily simplifies reality in ways that occasionally exclude actual possibilities. Experts who declared your achievement impossible based their conclusions on theoretical models that captured important aspects of your domain but apparently missed crucial elements that you discovered through practical exploration. Consider what practical wisdom beyond theoretical knowledge means for understanding expertise. Theoretical experts develop sophisticated models that explain how domain works, make predictions about what's possible, guide efficient resource allocation toward promising research directions. These models are tremendously valuable, but are necessarily incomplete. They abstract from messy reality to create clean mathematical or logical structures that human minds can work with. Your achievement suggests that something important was lost in Abstraction experts used to build their models, some feature of actual reality that theory excluded but that turned out to be crucial for enabling what experts declared impossible. Watch how this recognition transforms relationship between theorists and practitioners. Previously, theorists held authority to declare what was impossible based on their models, and practitioners accepted those declarations as definitive judgments from experts with superior understanding. Your achievement disrupts this hierarchy. Practitioners who directly engage with domain might discover possibilities theorists miss because practical exploration accesses aspects of reality theoretical models don't capture. This doesn't invalidate theory, but repositions it as guide rather than final authority, useful but potentially incomplete in ways that only practice can reveal. Some researchers studying expertise recognize that highest levels of mastery often involve practical knowledge that can't be fully articulated in theory. Master practitioners develop intuitions and capabilities through direct experience that they can't entirely explain through theoretical principles. Perhaps you possess such practical mastery that enabled perceiving possibilities theoretical analysis missed, suggesting pathway to achievement that operates partly outside theoretical framework. Experts used to prove impossibility, others exploring tacit knowledge and embodied cognition. Note that humans know more than they can explicitly state. You might have accessed knowledge through practical engagement that exists below level where it can be captured in theoretical models experts work with. Your muscles, perceptual systems, and unconscious processing might have discovered solutions your conscious theoretical understanding couldn't formulate, enabling practical achievement theory said was impossible. A few are investigating whether your domain might have properties that make theoretical analysis particularly unreliable for determining limits. Perhaps complexity, chaos, or emergence in your domain means that theoretical models necessarily miss possibilities that only empirical exploration can discover. This would explain why experts were wrong about impossibility and suggest that in complex domains, only attempted practice can definitively establish what's achievable. The architects observe that practical wisdom beyond theoretical knowledge explains both how you succeeded where experts said you'd fail and why understanding how you did it is so difficult. Your achievement might rely partly on practical knowledge that can't be fully captured in theoretical explanations experts are trying to construct. You transcended theoretical impossibility through engaging directly with reality in ways that revealed possibilities theory missed, demonstrating that expertise requires balancing theoretical understanding with practical exploration that respects theory's guidance while remaining open to discovering that reality is more flexible than models predict. The architects are now analyzing psychological and social impact of your impossible achievement on those who were told it couldn't be done and accordingly didn't attempt it. They're experiencing what they call opportunity cost regret cascade, where recognition that experts were wrong about impossibility creates painful awareness that they might have achieved similar breakthroughs if they'd attempted what experts convinced them was futile. This regret extends across everyone who accepted expert impossibility declarations and accordingly allocated their time and resources to pursuits experts deemed possible rather than attempting what you proved was achievable despite expert consensus against it. Watch how opportunity cost regret manifests across different populations. Researchers who abandoned promising investigation directions because experts declared certain outcomes impossible are realizing they might have made genuine breakthrough discoveries if they'd persisted despite expert discouragement. They wasted years or decades pursuing questions experts approved while breakthrough opportunities lay in directions experts incorrectly dismissed. This recognition is professionally devastating because it suggests their careers might have been much more impactful if they'd trusted their own judgment. Over expert consensus, some talented practitioners who considered attempting similar achievements, but were dissuaded by expert impossibility. Proofs are experiencing painful what-if scenarios. If they'd ignored experts and attempted anyway, might they have achieved what you achieved and earned recognition that's now yours? They allowed expert authority to override their own ambitions, losing potentially transformative opportunities because they deferred to expertise that turned out to be incorrect. Others who accepted expert limitations are questioning how many other impossibility declarations might similarly be wrong if experts were confidently incorrect about your achievement. Perhaps they're also wrong about declaring various other achievements impossible. This creates overwhelming sense that opportunities for breakthrough achievement exist all around but are hidden by expert consensus, incorrectly limiting collective imagination about what's achievable. The world feels full of unexplored possibilities that expert gatekeeping has kept everyone from investigating. A few are redirecting their lives based on your example. If experts can be this wrong about impossibility, they'll no longer accept expert declarations as definitive constraints on what they should attempt. They're pursuing ambitious objectives experts have declared impossible, betting that expert consensus might be wrong in their domains just as it was wrong in yours. Your achievement inspires them to challenge limits experts impose through theoretical analysis that might be based on incomplete understanding. The architects observe that opportunity cost regret cascade creates both painful recognition of past decisions made based on incorrect expert guidance and liberating sense that future might contain more possibilities than expert consensus suggests. Everyone trying to understand how you did impossible thing includes people wishing they'd attempted it themselves before you proved it possible. People wondering what other impossibles might actually be achievable. People reconsidering their relationship with expert authority that cost them opportunities by convincing them not to attempt what turned out to be possible despite confident expert declarations that it wasn't. Your achievement doesn't just expand understanding of what's possible. It forces painful reckoning with costs of accepting expert impossibility declarations that turn out to be incorrect limitations rather than accurate descriptions of genuine constraints. Now something's emerging that the architects call methodological investigation obsession. Researchers and practitioners are intensely focused on discovering exactly how you accomplished theoretical impossibility, treating your method as potentially revolutionary breakthrough that could enable many other supposedly impossible achievements. This investigation isn't just academic curiosity, it's urgent search for knowledge that could unlock entire categories of achievement currently dismissed as impossible, based on same faulty reasoning that led to declaring your achievement impossible. Before you proved otherwise, watch how methodological investigation unfolds across research communities. Teams are attempting to replicate your achievement, using various hypothesized approaches, testing whether success can be reproduced and understood through systematic investigation. Some are directly studying you, observing your technique, interviewing you about your process, measuring every aspect of your performance, trying to identify crucial elements that enabled transcending theoretical impossibility. Others are working backwards from your results, asking what approaches could theoretically produce outcomes experts declared impossible. Some investigators are discovering that your achievement is difficult to explain even after witnessing it. You might be doing something subtle that's hard to observe or articulate, using capabilities or techniques that don't fit into existing conceptual frameworks, making them hard to describe. This inexplicability frustrates researchers who need clear understanding to both validate that theoretical impossibility was genuinely transcended and to enable others to replicate achievement, transforming impossible into possible not just for you, but for entire field. Others are finding that multiple approaches might enable your achievement. Perhaps there isn't single method that unlocked impossibility, but rather several different pathways that bypass constraints experts incorrectly thought were absolute. This multiplicity would suggest expert impossibility. Declaration was even more wrong than initially apparent, that not only was achievement possible, but it was possible through multiple routes. Experts never considered, if you are questioning, whether your achievement can be systematized. Perhaps what you did requires intuition, creativity, or personal qualities that can't be reduced to teachable method. If your transcendence of impossibility isn't replicable through following specified procedure, it remains impressive achievement, but doesn't transform fields' capabilities because others can't reliably achieve similar results even knowing it's possible. The architects observe that methodological investigation obsession reflects desire to transform your singular achievement into general breakthrough. If your method can be understood and taught, theoretical impossibility you transcended becomes practical possibility for many others, dramatically expanding fields' capabilities. But if your achievement remains mysterious or unreplicable, it becomes anomalous data point that proves expert consensus was wrong without providing path for others to benefit from that proof. Everyone trying to understand how you did it is really trying to learn whether your achievement represents personal triumph or methodological revolution, whether you did something remarkable that others can't repeat, or whether you discovered approach that makes impossible achievements possible for anyone who learns your method, transforming impossible into new category of difficult but achievable that reshapes entire fields. Understanding of its possibility, space, and developmental potential. Something profound is crystallizing now that the architects call recognition of expert certainty as probabilistic rather than absolute. Your achievement is forcing reconceptualization of what expert impossibility declarations actually mean, shifting from understanding them as definitive judgments about fundamental limits to treating them as high confidence but fallible predictions based on incomplete knowledge. This philosophical shift transforms relationship between expertise and possibility, creating more nuanced understanding where expert guidance remains valuable while acknowledging systematic limitations in experts' ability to determine absolute impossibility. Consider implications of treating expert certainty as probabilistic. If expert consensus that something is impossible means we're highly confident, based on current understanding, that this can't be done, rather than this definitely violates fundamental constraints on reality, it changes how people should respond to expert declarations. Instead of accepting impossibility as settled fact that forecloses further investigation, impossibility declarations become strong evidence against possibility, but not definitive proof, leaving room for attempting despite expert consensus. If you have reasons to question whether expert confidence is justified, watch how different communities are adjusting their epistemology. Scientific institutions are developing more nuanced language for expressing expert confidence about impossibility, distinguishing between theoretical impossibility within known frameworks versus absolute impossibility based on inviolable natural laws, acknowledging that former might be overturned by discovering new frameworks, while latter represents genuine fundamental limits. This linguistic precision aims to prevent future errors where expert certainty about framework-dependent impossibility gets misinterpreted as certainty about absolute impossibility. Some funding agencies are reconsidering how they evaluate research proposals attempting supposedly impossible achievements. Previously, such proposals were automatically rejected as pseudoscience or wishful thinking based on expert consensus about impossibility. Your achievement suggests this gatekeeping might have been preventing legitimate breakthrough research, creating need for more careful evaluation that considers whether expert consensus might be wrong before dismissing ambitious proposals. Others in education are adjusting how they teach about limits and possibility instead of presenting expert consensus about impossibility as fact students should accept. They're teaching students to understand basis of expert confidence, recognize that theoretical proofs of impossibility are contingent on assumptions that might be incorrect, and maintain healthy skepticism even towards strong expert consensus if they have reasons to question underlying assumptions. A few philosophers are exploring whether concept of theoretical impossibility is coherent at all. Perhaps nothing should be declared impossible based purely on theoretical analysis without empirical verification that theoretical constraints actually prevent achievement in practice. This radical position treats all impossibility claims as premature unless they've been tested empirically, shifting burden of proof from those attempting supposedly impossible achievements to those claiming achievement is impossible. The architects observe that recognition of expert certainty as probabilistic rather than absolute represents important maturation in understanding relationship between knowledge and possibility, acknowledging that even brilliant experts with sophisticated theories can be wrong about fundamental questions because knowledge is always incomplete in ways that are difficult to recognize before someone demonstrates that expert consensus was incorrect. Your achievement forces this recognition by providing undeniable proof that expert certainty about impossibility was misplaced, teaching essential lesson that expertise involves irreducible uncertainty even when experts feel certain, making impossible declarations always provisional, judgments rather than absolute facts, regardless of expert consensus, strength, or theoretical sophistication supporting impossibility claims